Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Covered as the final champion here. Viego very likely be played into the set, and Lee Sin into the Lucian, you would think. But we'll have to wait and see, because they could also flex the Rumble into that.
And challenge Ruler. We might have to wait on that discussion, because I think Summit might just die here. He's pretty far down the lane. The flash comes in, and with the double harpoon, you're not going to be in a great spot. That is a lot of damage back, but Rascal does flash away, and eventually he will go down. Now the question is, can Croco pull anything back here with the red buff? Gets the one auto down, but he is very apprehensive about going back in, although goes in, gets the teleport.
There's nothing that you can do about this right now as Gen.G, and that's one of the weaknesses of this Viego pick. He will be fantastic in team fights later on. He has actually some of the best steals.
Used his own ultimate to gain some distance, is now trying to get on top of him. That kick was perfect, repositions the haymaker, and now the slow is coming in from Clip. Look at the rotation now. Summit running to his allies, and will he survive? The answer is no, but might be a trade of two, as Croco is able to take down Lee Sin. And now it's Clid all alone on the Rumble. He's got some damage, even throws out the equalizer. Survives for quite a while, but you'd have to imagine that eventually they will be able to pick up this kill as Croco comes in and secures that. We got another teleport to the top side. Never-ending action, it feels like.
I think they're a little bit surprised as Heffert's flashing over the wall. Your Hex Flash.
Okay, just really getting on in there. They're trying to burst down the Rumble, and they will be able to pull it off. He knew exactly where Clid was, as he had not appeared on the other side of that brush. And to take down the jungler, that is a free dragon now once again for Liiv SANDBOX.
Now Rascal is going to get a lot of extra value on the top side of the map during all this. This is not just for free, but with the Rift Herald dropped mid here, Fate is going to get all of these minions and will likely get this turret.
He's going to get all 5 plates.
Yeah, all 5 plates and first turret blood here. So this is really starting to snowball. Not out of control just yet, but we're getting closer, right? And they only gave the 1 kill while they lost the Drake, so it's not as bad as if they lost a full fight for it, but Gen.G need to which again, this is where it should stop, right? This is where Gen.G have to put a stop to the leads. This is where they can make a comeback. It does feel like he doesn't have to carry. He doesn't have to do much.
Okay, trying to make the play here, as Summit is going to burn down. Eventually goes down. Fate now trying to trade it back. He's got a lot of damage, but with the TP coming in, they will Liiv SANDBOX to challenge them, and they're just going to take it, as that is a big solar flare that does come in. But where's the follow-up? It is non-existent. Liiv SANDBOX give the objective away. And now Gen.G are thinking about engaging. They are pushing with the Rift Herald into the mid lane, so they're getting value, and they're trying to zone them away from the mid lane. And
that's the saving grace here.
Able to take it down.
Yeah, that's the saving grace here really for Liiv SANDBOX, is you gave a Drake for free, and it was not a fight that you wanted to just like avoid entirely. And when you talk about Gen.G starting to come online, and this needs to be a fight they actually have to win. It's supposed to be a hard fight for Gen.G to win, but it's a really big potential turning point. But Liiv SANDBOX just didn't group quickly enough around the Drake. And I know I've been talking about it so much so far early this season, but the smite change means that with 900 damage on a smite, you group like that, and Liiv SANDBOX aren't ready to actually look for a 50-50 or look for a turn quickly enough. You just don't have a lot of time. There's not a whole lot of breathing room. Like, you lose the Drake and that's over. So at least they had the Rift Herald pushing mid, so there's a consolation prize here. But Gen.G get one of the hardest prizes. It should have been
almost definitely going to lose, you would have to imagine. And speaking of which, he's getting teleported on. He's very far down the lane. There's the equalizer. Easy kick here for Rascal. Basically the alley-oop into the open arms of BDD.
Ruler has cleanse. He's out of here.
They're trying to get on top of Ruler here hardcore, and they will be able to, as he was all alone, and now Summit is just absorbing so much of this damage in the front line. Prince has miles of room to just run at the enemies because of this. And now look at this, the curtain call comes in, and the shots are easy as he picks up another one. And Liiv SANDBOX take a huge fight in the enemy jungle.
I really thought that Ruler was going to be fine there. He had cleanse and flash, but it's still not enough to get him away. It was a really nice rotation from Liiv SANDBOX, and they
5 seconds.
They cut the Gen.G comp into pieces, right? They were actually caught in such an awkward spot, and that's where you're really going to see Jin get a ton of value with the curtain calls in those moments when everybody's tucking tail and running out, and they can't try to turn the fight, and Jin is impervious to any damage. Nobody can come near him. Rascal rotates over here, but I don't think he's got a chance.
He's going to just hop out. Yeah, he just gets out of there, and that's an easy smite. 20-minute Baron, 20 minutes, and then he absorbs even more damage.
Yeah.
and does a huge amount of damage with this Haymaker. It's pretty ridiculous.
I don't want
what the set can do right now. 0-3 as well.
I don't want to criticize Ruler too much for that mistake either, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay, well, they're going to get the lockdown. Leona Jin is pretty awesome as a duo, you can see. You're just able to get the tip of the solar flare even. You don't even have to land the stun. Really something we talk about too much. But Liiv SANDBOX from ahead, it's kind of what we saw yesterday where the enemy team just doesn't really get to play the game, right? It's like, okay, you're going to try to come into us, but actually look at the positioning as well. I think LS would be really happy with this one. They're prioritizing the Ocean Soul over the Baron that is about to spawn, and they're actually looking for the pick on the Rascal first. Wow, that stopwatch gets a lot of value. Still not going to live.
I mean, that was almost just like a mental game, like they were mind game, and I'm like, all right, we're so winning, it doesn't even matter, but there's no way he actually thought that was the timing of Solar Flare. but now
look at this.
Coming over here.
Trying to get in. The equalizer is used on the Baron as they're trying desperately to DPS it down, but the damage is coming out already from Fate, and the chase is on. Summit is going to get a huge engage into that back line and will survive for quite a while. Ruler and BDD still on the run, but Krako and Effort are hunting them down. Ruler will absolutely not be able to get away from this one, and BDD will meet the same fate eventually as down he goes to the hands of Fate, and they're going to look to push to end the game.
Yeah, this is very likely just going to be simply the end. Really greedy play here from Gen.G to try to rush down that Baron. Liiv SANDBOX had so much vision control. Look at all the wards they still have around the Baron pit. This was not something that Gen.G thought they were going to hide or get away with. They just thought, okay, we've got to do something greedy. But
double teleport was available.
Yeah.
You know, the response was right there.
Effort just going to tank it up. They want to end the game right now.
Yeah, they want to get on in there. Life is, he's just running away, and they can just zerg it down. They don't even need to look at the enemy champions here, although Fate is going to go down. They got to hit the Nexus. Prince has a lot of room, and one more shot will do it. And in 27 minutes, Liiv SANDBOX dominate Gen.G in game number 1.
Dominant is